2026 at 7 o'clock. And we'll start with roll call to my left.
Marla Canfield, council member.
Tim Brunson, City Council member.
Ronnie Price, Mayor.
Perry, City Council member.
Homer, City Council member.
Bob Buchanan, Police Chief.
Rick Lance, Director of Public Works and Utilities.
Julie Boyd, Planning and Zoning Administrator.
Andy Seville, Assistant Fire Chief.
Matt Kane, Finance Director.
JT Klaus, City Attorney.
Dana Engstrom, City Clerk.
Les Mangus, Director of Community Development.
Jolene Graham, Assistant City Administrator.
Jennifer McCausland, City Administrator.
All right, this time, Rick Newbauer, Lead Police and Fire Chaplain, is going to lead us in prayer. How you doing, my friend?
Doing good, sir. Thank you. And again, thank you for always letting us be a part of what takes place here on Tuesday nights. So let's pray. Heavenly and gracious Father, we humbly come before you tonight and we ask for wisdom and discernment for those who lead us, that you would help them to make wise decisions in the best interest of our city and our citizens. And for those who are here tonight to present or to bring their issues to them, we ask that there would be civil conversations and that we would treat each other with respect. Pray that you would continue to watch over us and bless us in a mighty way. We thank you for the city that we live in and all that's going on here, for the citizens who love this place, those who we elected to watch over us. And we pray you continue to watch over us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. If you would now join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, this time I'll open the floor for public forum. If you'd like to, speak to the council, feel free to do so. Keep it under 3 minutes, please. Nobody? All right, public forum is closed. Acceptance of the agenda.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. What have we got here? 4-0. 7-1, proclamation 5A state championship speech and drama team. And Tim Brunson's going to read proclamation for us.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If we could have the high school competitive speech and acting team join us over here at the podium. Mr. Homer is going to present, and I'll read this proclamation. Whereas the Andover High School competitive speech and acting team has demonstrated extraordinary dedication, talent, discipline, and teamwork throughout the season, and whereas under the leadership of and guidance of Coach James Harris, the Trojans earned the Kansas 5A State Speech and Drama Championship for the second consecutive year, achieving an outstanding back-to-back title victory. And whereas individual members of the team achieved remarkable success at the state level, including Emily Meyer, who captured the state championship in dramatic interpretation, and whereas Sean Mansour earned state championships in informative speaking for the third consecutive year and in international extemporaneous speaking, demonstrating exceptional excellence and consistency in competition. And whereas members of the team who qualified will now represent their school and community at the National Speech and Debate Tournament in Richmond, Virginia this June. Therefore, I, Tim Brunson, with the City Council assembled in regular session on the 9th day of June 2026, hereby proclaim June 10th, 2026, 5A State Champion Speech and Drama Team Day. Congratulations.
Hey. So, one of you want to give a speech?
I was going to say, of all the people that call on us.
All right. Oh,
When do you
yeah,
guys
go ahead.
leave
Go ahead.
is it nationals?
Yes, the national championship will leave this Friday. So, yeah.
Caught you just in time.
So, yeah, we've been working since the end of school. Summer hasn't started yet for us.
Wow.
Working full days.
How long are the speeches?
It just depends. For some of the speeches, the extemporaneous speech, which Sean won, you draw 3 questions, you pick one, and you have 30 minutes to prepare a 7-minute response to the question. Then the informative speech was 10 minutes. Eric also was second in informative speaking. That's 10. Emily is DI. That was 10. Allison final in U.S. extemporaneous speaking. So Sean won international. Allison was in finals of U.S. and then also impromptu speaking, which is a 5-minute speech with 5 minutes of preparation.
5 minutes.
And then Lillian and Maddie here were 6th in duo acting, which is 10 minutes. So,
Sweet.
so it's just a blend of acting and speaking and research, and we've got debaters going to nationals and speakers and presenters and all sorts of stuff. So,
Well, good luck at nationals, guys. That's awesome. Thanks for representing Andover.
thank you.
Very proud of you all. Thank you.
Congratulations, parents.
Thank you.
Thank you. 5-minute speech with 5 minutes to prepare.
No joke.
That's enough to put anybody in the hospital.
8.1 to 8.3 consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve consent agenda items 8.1 through 8.3 as presented.
Second. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 4-0. All right. This is a zoning amendment. This is an application, case number Z-A 26-0001. This is an application requesting approval for a change of zoning district classification from the SF-2 district to the B3 district on certain lands generally located at 601 South Daisy Lane, Andover, Kansas. Before we proceed with the hearing, do any members of the council intend to recuse themselves from participating in this case because they have a conflict of interest?
No.
No. Have any members of the council received any ex parte verbal or written communication prior to this agenda item which they would like to share?
No.
No. Has the city clerk received any protest petitions on the case?
No, sir.
I now ask city council members if they have received copies of the draft minutes of the planning commission for May 19, 2026, which summarizes the hearing on the case.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I now call on the city zoning administrator to provide us with a report on this case.
Mayor and council, what we have here is about a 0.4 acre parcel, which currently holds the SF2 single-family residential medium-density district zoning at the north end of the cul-de-sac that is South Daisy Lane, which is near the intersection of Andover Road and West Cloud Avenue. The property owner has applied to change that zoning district classification from the SF2 zone to the B3 retail and service business district zone, which it would share with the Andover auto body parcels to the north. Currently, that subject property is vacant. There is not a house there despite holding the residential zone. The current property owner took possession back in 2015, and there had not been a house in years when that possession changed to the current property owner. It's my understanding that the house had a fire and was never reconstructed. The applicant has let us know that if this zoning change is approved, they intend to replat this parcel as well as the one that is across Daisy Lane directly to the east there, which you all approved a similar rezone on back in December of 2025. And then also add kind of that triangle to the north that is up next to Cloud that has that currently nothing on it as well. That would be replatted altogether to create a expansion of the Andover auto body business. Now, this is a concept that the applicants provided with us. Just to be clear, you're not voting on this design right now, but this is the idea of what would be done if this zoning change were approved. The comprehensive plan currently designates this property with the mixed residential neighborhood place type, same as the one across the street that was approved back in December, which indicates that it serves as a transition between lower density development and higher intensity commercial or mixed use centers. This is a lower density commercial, a higher density commercial area next to a lower density residential area. This property is kind of on the border, so it's normal to see kind of a shift on where that line is drawn. I believe we have an applicant here this evening to answer any questions that you may have. And I will add, the Planning Commission did unanimously recommend approval of this. They did impose the similar condition as was imposed back when the property across the street was rezoned, rather a requirement of staff, I suppose, not a condition for the rezone. But when this goes to the site plan review committee or whatever redevelopment would happen in the future, we'll be sending letters of notification to people in the neighborhood so they can come to that meeting and weigh in if they want to.
All right, Counselor, have any questions?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
So Julie, using this drawing, and I saw it in the minutes as well. Where's the dead end street on this picture?
You can kind of see, so the lower left-hand corner there is the property we're talking about right now. That would be a bunch of parking spaces. You can sort of, it's a little faint, but you can see it right just to the right of there, that kind of lighter line. Part of the end of what is currently Daisy Lane would be vacated by the replat, so the street would shorten.
So city doesn't own the dead end or that end of the street or anything like that?
Currently, Daisy is a right of way, but if that's what you mean,
Currently, the city owns Daisy then?
right? It is a public street.
Okay. How's that typically happen where a private owner developer takes the land, I guess?
It happens fairly frequently in the process of platting. The statute allows for right-of-ways and easements to be vacated by the virtue of the platting action and new right-of-ways and easements to be platted.
So essentially, this is also going to stay a dead end. Are we going to redo kind of that cul-de-sac? There's not really a cul-de-sac, so to speak, there now. It really just kind of cuts off.
I've had some conversations with the fire marshal about that, just to give him a heads up that this was coming. And he says the length of what would be left over of Daisy Street wouldn't require the typical cul-de-sac bulb or even a turnaround. It's short enough that it's considered a T turnaround just by the configuration of the streets.
And then, Julie, you mentioned site plan, and after this, whatever, I want to make sure that the buffer that we're talking about, is agreed on, and, city council too, I'm our representative for site plan, so please let me know what you guys would expect to have here, but I think that just definitely needs to be taken into account. When we're talking about what is that extensive buffer, when we're talking about the buffering around this. And then my other question, and Rick, Mickey, I don't know who it would fall on. Jolene, I know we've talked about in the past, but, and it was mentioned in the zoning thing about the water runoff from the parking lot. If this goes to be a parking lot, can we look at drainage around there to see? I know our city engineer is not here tonight, but definitely have them look at that in regard. Will that happen during the platting process?
Yes, we would require there be some consideration there during the platting process.
Okay.
The platting process would require a drainage report.
For that specific property or for that whole neighborhood?
For its effect on anything downstream.
Okay. If staff could definitely, one of our staff, not everybody, but look at that. When I drove by tonight, to look at that area, kind of the mayor has talked about that before with culverts and stuff. I don't know if they need to be cleaned out or if they need to be restructured somehow, but the drainage in that area seems like there could be potential for problems down the road, no pun intended, if we don't take care of that stuff now.
Councilmember Henry, that is one of the areas that's on our list of future areas to address as far as ditch work goes. Those ditches over time tend to get filled in and have to be redone, and especially when it's got gravel roads and such. So that's on the list to do. In fact, there's been somebody inquire already in that neighborhood about getting a culvert upgrade over there. So there's some work happening in that area in the near future.
Okay, Rick, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
In addition, just kind of piggybacking on Homer's point, talking about the road shortening, that would also be part of the plating process and not something that we're voting on tonight. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
You're just voting on the change of zoning district right now. That concept is just what the applicant has said they plan to do, but
Right.
they're not, they're not committing to it by applying for this.
Okay, and to be clear, that triangle shaped property to the north, that is also owned by the applicant?
It's not owned by the applicant of this property, but by the Andover Auto Body, to my understanding.
Okay. But we are only, and that won't, will that triangular property require rezoning?
It currently
future.
holds I believe the B5 business zoning.
Can we just do that?
Okay,
It would require replatting because today it's a reserve. It's reserved for landscaping, drainage, utilities only.
okay,
So through the platting process, all of those restrictions could be lifted and it could become a usable piece of property.
okay, thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I want to piggyback on Homer. My only concern is as a property owner that lives next to like a business similar to Eldorado, kind of sort of the rental center. I have a great relationship with Nathan, but I have lights shining in my backyard like crazy. Since you're on the site plan, can you make sure that we have the correct lighting? I don't want these neighbors to, I know Nathan doesn't mean to, but the lights shine in my backyard and it's bright. And so,
We've had some comments from a neighbor about the lights. So I actually went out there after a city council meeting one night at 9 o'clock at night. The existing lights from the auto body don't shine outside of the property.
Okay.
But what I was seeing was the lights for the Wesley Emergency Center and the street lights out on Kellogg.
I just know with the new building coming up, I just hope that we, take that in consideration. I just know as somebody who has that shining in my backyard, I know how that feels. So.
Agreed.
And the gentleman didn't, the light didn't bother the person until Jeff built a building on the property next to it, which didn't have the lighting. So the lighting bug, it was there for 6 years before it started bothering him. So-
Well, I'm saying like the house at Daisy and Feather right on that corner, there's going to be lights on the building, I'm sure. Or not, I don't know. It's just something.
A
to look
light
at.
pole.
Yeah, a pole.
Certainly, yeah, we would address that in site plan. We do have some pretty stringent requirements on light spilling off of
Yeah,
the property. it's
That's my
lighting,
only
so.
concern, just because I live it, so.
Any other questions? Have any written communications been received by the city clerk?
No, sir.
Does the applicant wish to present any new information? We would like to welcome everyone interested in this agenda item to come to the podium and give your name and address. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. The governing body has been provided. The draft minutes and the video of the public hearing has been made available, so please limit your comments to information not previously shared at the public hearing held on May 19, 2026. Does anyone from the public have any new information? No. Does the applicant have any further response to the public comments? There weren't any. The council is considering the recommendation of the Planning Commission to approve or deny this application, assuming the council has received all the information they need on this case. The council may approve, deny, modify, or return the recommendation of the Planning Commission in accordance with KSA 12-757. Council, how do you wish to act?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adopt the findings of the fact of the Planning Commission and accept the recommendations to approve the change of the zoning district classification from SF-2 to the B-3 district on the property generally located at 601 South Daisy Lane, Andover, Kansas.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
if someone does have a question with, like Jolene and Julie's explanation of the planning and zoning minutes, that's made public right as far as like the agenda and stuff here. Is planning and zoning minutes made public so they could review that if they need to? I really think you guys had, or you both ladies had good explanations in there in regards to questions that were brought up at the zoning hearing. So if the public does have any questions, please review those.
I'll add that those minutes aren't published until they're approved at the next meeting. So if somebody would like to read the draft minutes, they can reach out to me and I can provide those in progress minutes.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Thank you.
When we kind of talked about in the closing remarks on every one of these, correct?
Yep.
All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 4-0. So Homer's point. Persons aggrieved by the final decision of the council on this matter have 30 days after today's action within which to appeal to the district court. Onward and upward. 10-1 Central Square CAD Field Ops. Who did this, man? Who did all this? Oh, I should have known. Central Square CAD Field Ops RMS Annual Renew.
Yes.
And Becky Day.
Yes.
Becky is going to talk to us about that.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Tonight, I am bringing to you the annual renewal for Central Square. As Mayor eloquently said, CAD, RMS, Field Ops. It also does an interface into the fire RMS system now, which is the first time that our CAD information has actually gone to the fire department without them having to hand enter the information. Provides all of our citations and tracking of evidence, all of our cases. It does a lot, all of our arrests, crash reporting. So when we received the grant to purchase this in 2024, we got $358,000 to purchase a CAD and RMS system. We worked out with Central Square a 7-year difference in the annual renewal because we still had money to spend on the grant. So for 7 years, we have a discounted rate on our renewal. The renewal for this is broken down through the police department's general operating budget and the E911 state funds or state tax fund. And the police department's general budget would be responsible for $34,104.98. And then E911 state tax fund is responsible for $60,746.90.
All right. Anyone have any questions?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
You know, this might be a Matt, Becky, I don't know if you know it. If we didn't pay the 911 fee on our cell phone bill, is there any way to get rid of the E911 bill on my cell phone? Or is it automatically go to the state? It's mandatory, right?
Mhm.
If we didn't have the E911 state tax fund, Chief, would you say we need this product no matter what, and it would have all come out of the operating budget?
100%. We'd have to have this because this is where all of our reports have to go through. It has to be submitted to the state, and it's how we are communicate, dispatch, what have you, when we have our calls and stuff. So we would be paying for that 100% on our own.
Is fire department happy with the interface that Becky talked about?
Yes, we don't use it as much as PD uses it yet. We're not set up fully to use it like they are exactly, but we do use it. There's no problems with it on our end.
Okay.
Now, we have had some hiccups. I'll tell you that now. I'm impressed with this system over other systems I hear. Even last night at 1 a.m. or so, we were getting calls from Sedgwick County. Their system was down again. And it seems like it's often we get those, but it's rare. This has been a very good system for us compared to the old system we had that was outdated and we couldn't use anymore. So we're very, I'd say on behalf of everyone, we're very happy with this new
Oh, yeah.
system that we're using.
Just everything that provides for first responders in the city. It, whenever people need reports, it's so much quicker and accurate. We don't have to review as much, and all the way around, it saves a lot of time. If a dispatcher enters something in, it moves to mobile ops and then to RMS, either on the police or the fire side, and vice versa. If the officer puts something in the case, it moves into CAD so we can see it as well. And the majority of what 911 is paying for are the servers. We have a live server, a testing server, and a backup server. So if our live server were to go down, we have a backup server that is up to date within the last 12 hours. So every 12 hours, it does a data fill. So if we were to go down on our main server, we're still operational and we only last 12 hours of information instead of going down and not having it at all, which is what we were looking at with the old system. So
Thanks, Becky. I think there's some people out there that think because we have a 911 center, that's why we have a 911 tax on our cell phone bills. And I just wanted to make sure that they knew that that's inaccurate.
Yeah,
So
no,
just
that
kind of
is-
got that out in the ether, if you will.
yes, that is statewide.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move to authorize payment to Central Square Technologies for annual software costs in the amount of $94,851.88 for Andover Police Department's computer-aided dispatch, CAD, and records management software, RMS systems.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion?
I do have one. Becky, is there parts of this that we're not using fully yet that we're still learning? And
There's parts of this that we are fine tuning what we use all the time, every day. I mean, we continue to learn and build more onto it. There are some things that we aren't quite using yet. One of it's invoicing, which we're working on now that we're trying to itemize the time we spend pulling records and video and all that. So there's some of the business side of it that we're needing. And then like bicycle registration, we're getting ready to push that out to the city to let everyone know we're starting a bicycle registration program. So we just got all the pieces in line for that. So there are some things we're not quite using, but there's a lot of things.
but we're moving
fine-tuning.
to it, correct? I mean, we're going to it.
Oh, yeah.
The subscription for next year, is it gonna, I can't remember, I remember approving it last year, or I guess 2 years ago, but
Mhm.
is the subscription price the same next year as well, or is it
So
gonna continue moving up?
It will depend on if we drop any services.
Okay.
Say something isn't working and it's over a year, they haven't been able to get it working, we'll drop a service until they get it working. Or if we decide to add an additional service. But ultimately, it's going to be roughly the same amount.
Perfect, thank you.
Anyone else? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 4-0. Option to purchase Andover / I don't even know what that word said.
Aveda.
2014 IRB. Resolution relating to the exercise of Mans LLC option to purchase the project. And JT is going to talk to us about that.
Mr. Mayor, council members, we used industrial revenue bonds, 2 series, to finance the Aveda Cosmetology Training Center in 2014. Those bonds have now all either been refinanced and or retired. And so the owner would like to exercise their option to purchase to terminate all the related IRB documents. And because these bonds were issued in 2014, any incentives and or exemptions expired in 2024. So really, this is a convenience to the city too, to have these items sort of cleaned up and off of our record books. I'd be delighted to answer any questions.
Anyone?
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
has the issue with the sign been cleared up? As far as the property, have anything to do with
Sign
this?
is on their property, so it's their sign. And they can do what they want with it. I guess in some ways they've just been kind to leave it there, but if they want to do something else with that sign,
So there's nothing in this like we could give back everything but the sign area or
it's
whatever?
not ours to give, would be my opinion. I'll let the city attorney, he's got his mic ready.
No, you're obligated in the IRB lease for all intents, purposes, and legal purposes. This is their property, and we're just terminating the lease relationships that were used to finance the IRBs. There's not an opportunity to say
10-4.
we're keeping our sign. We can't do that. Our sign is more or less trespassing on their real estate, and they've been kind enough to leave it there.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move to adopt a resolution approving the sale of a certain project financed with the proceeds of Series A and B 2014 industrial revenue bonds issued by the city of Andover for the purpose of paying the costs of purchasing, acquiring, constructing, furnishing, and equipping a school of cosmetology and authorizing the execution and delivery of a special warranty deed, a bill of sale, a termination and release of lease, and a satisfaction, discharge, and release of indentures to Mans S LLC, and the execution of all necessary legal documents to complete such transaction.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
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 All opposed, no. Motion carries 4-0. 12-1, Public Work Purchase, Parks and Recreation UTV purchase. And Daniel, bringing his laptop, he's serious.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For your consideration this evening, we have a purchase to replace one of the UTVs in the Parks and Recreation fleet. You're very well aware that we typically bring you these through the CIP process. This one's demise beat us to it. It's about 15 years old. I believe it was 2011 or 2012, and ended up having a catastrophic engine failure due to the age. Some of you are familiar with a lot of our equipment. We've been able to turn over a lot of things in the last 8 or 10 years. And oftentimes, a diesel tractor, we might get 25 or 30 years in our type of use out of it. But for this lighter duty equipment, 12 or 15 is quite a bit. But the comparisons of the proposals we received are in your packet there. These are pretty important to execute the duties of the department. There are 4 of them altogether. Well, one lives almost exclusively at 13th Park, and the other 3 spread around. They help with snow removal. They help with sidewalk maintenance, trail maintenance. They help with event support. They help with your herbicide applications in a lot of respects. And so while they all can help do all of those things, they cannot all do all of those things, if that makes sense. We have some specializations that they're set up to handle. So sometimes when we tell people we have 4 of them, they're, oh, well, you have all kinds. But when they're kitted out to do sidewalk maintenance or herbicide or prescribed burning practices, they're not exactly readily available to do other things. But happy to answer any questions you have about them. We would cover the purchase of this through the Park Equipment Reserve. But happy to answer any other question you might have.
Anyone?
Mr. Mayor?
Yep.
Were you surprised by the cost or anything, Daniel?
Things are expensive.
I mean, nothing against it. I just saw UTV on here and I was like, oh, you know what? And then I just saw the prices and I was like, wowzers.
Now, when you look at the specs, we're asking a lot from them. These are not just golf carts or the old Gator style. These are diesel machines that can tow what a lot of compact trucks used to tow, 25 years ago, with the capacities and things. They're very capable, but this is not the most expensive type. This is only a vinyl winter cab and heater only. It's no AC, no hard cab. Those units get into the low to mid $30,000 range. So,
wow. Thank you. Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I move to authorize the purchase of a Kubota RTV X2 from Wichita Tractor in the amount of $27,565.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 4-0. Executive session, the attorney-client privilege KSA 75-4319B2.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to recess into an executive session for consultation with the city attorney for the public body or agency which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship per KSA 75-4319B2. The session is to include the governing body, city administrator, city attorney, assistant city administrator, and the director of community development. The open meeting will resume at 7:46.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say yes.
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 All opposed, no. Motion carries 4-0. Someone will bring us back in.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we come back to general session.
Anyone?
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
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 All opposed, no. Motion carries 4-0.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move that we move into recess, into executive session for a consultant with the city attorney. Public body of agency would be deemed privileged and attorney-client privilege per KSA 75-4319B2. The session is to include governing body, city administrator, city attorney, assistant city administrator, and the director of community development. The meeting will be resumed at, let's just call it 8 p.m.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, say yes.
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 All opposed, no. Motion carries 4-0.
Yeah, Daniel Megan's still awake out there.
Somebody want to bring us out of session?
Mr. Mayor, I move to come out of executive session.
Second.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this TB and TB. I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of, so I keep track of stuff, man.
T. Bruns. Brunson.
I got a better name for the guy to the right of me.
Yeah, president.
I'm sorry, all of them, that wasn't it.
Oh, man.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
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 All opposed? No. Motion carries 4-0. Member items, and we'll start with Homer tonight.
Oh, I don't think I have any.
What's first?
All right.
Your turn, Tim.
Jenny, can we talk real fast about the concert on Saturday night? It was rather loud, and just based on some other feedback I've heard, other people thought the same thing.
The city, we have received 5 complaints through the information portal. The police department received 1 phone call Saturday. I provided permission per the contract as the contract administrator for them to go until 11 PM. As you all know, because most, but not all of you, voted on the ordinance change a few years ago that exempts city events from the noise ordinance. There was no ordinance violation because city authorized events are not subject to the noise ordinance. They did play until 11:08, which was a breach of contract and agreement with Legends. And so we met yesterday and decided to charge them a $500 fine because if someone breaks the noise ordinance and goes through the municipal court process, which that's what's tough about this settlement was today with the promoters. So we couldn't go through the typical judge process, but they felt like it was a very fine assessment of a $500 fine because it was expressly stated in their agreement with them, and they warned them multiple times, 11 PM is as late as you have been given, and they went till 11:08. So they should have paid that fine today. Certainly, if this is something we want to workshop in the future and give different direction, I do think it's going to be hard to get them to stop before 10:30, which is historically the latest we've done. I will admit, my thinking was it's a Saturday in the summer, and in 3 weeks we'll be doing fireworks until midnight on a Saturday. So that was honestly my justification for saying, yeah, I thought 11 would work, but they did break that agreement.
Personally, the time didn't, I mean, at my house, it was loud. This was the loudest concert I think I've ever had. So I don't know if they did something differently or if they cranked it up. All I know is it was a lot louder than any previous concerts. And I mean, we've been at that house for a while now and had lots of concerts. And I don't know, like I said, something happened where it just, I mean, I was laying in bed at 11 and I swore somebody was in my driveway, had their music blaring. So it sounded like a great concert. I hope people had a great time. It sounded fun, and I haven't heard any bad things except a few folks on the noise issue. But it sounded like everybody had a great time, and Facebook comments seemed good. So, but it just seemed really loud. That's all. I'm not complaining, or it just seems loud.
Opinions matter, Bo. Tim?
I just want to give a kudos to city development as we're growing. I know there's lots of permits coming in. I'm happily reviewing all the progress that's being made in my neck of the woods down in Tuscany, Winchester. 15 new homes have gone up in what I think is about 6 months or so or less, especially like 10, I think, in the last 2 months. So a lot of Liberty Communities town slab on grade homes. So I've gotten to see that up close and personal. So excited to see what that development continues to be. That's all I've got.
I want to highlight that the 2020 2026 activity guide is now online for Parks and Rec, and it's an excellent, excellent publication. And probably by early next week, there will be print copies available within City Hall. And then I am curious what this is. And thank you to all the staff who put that activity guide together. It is an excellent tool.
The Artie group put this together. We had our Trail Town meeting, our second educational session for being a trail town on Tuesday. My days are all mixed up. So sometime last week, and they had presented these to the Butler County Commission when they gave them a plaque that is very similar to the plaque that we have here in City Hall. So they've now given one of those plaques. They gave us ours in, oh gosh, 20 teens something. They gave Augusta a similar plaque last year, and now they've given Butler County Commission one. And then this was Ruth's work to kind of put together some highlights of the trail and the progress made in the last year.
Nice.
I love the timeline that's in here. I don't know if you've looked at it, but it's got from basically 1998 up until now, just all the different things that have happened.
All right. Staff, anything to share, need to share?
What's this picture up here?
I don't know.
That's your thing, maybe?
Huh?
The anniversary
Is that the Boy Scouts?
party for decorated the cemetery from the.
Use your mic, could you?
I think you were going to help share that the Andover troop decorated the cemetery.
Oh, yes. So I want to thank the Andover Scout Troop for decorating and cleaning up the cemetery. They do a lot of things for us and goes unnoticed, right? Anything else I'm supposed to talk about, Dan?
It goes unnoticed until now.
Hey, the scouts reached out to me early and often, man. They come up here and try to earn their badges and stuff like that. So whenever they call me, I go, and this is part of the reason why, because they're dedicated to our community. Someday they'll be fine young policemen and firemen and whatever else they want to be. You got something, Buck?
Yes, sir. Don't forget, we have the Citizen Police Academy, still taking applications for that. So looking forward to people signing up and coming and seeing what it's about.
It's a worthwhile adventure, man. You learn so much, and I can't express how much I learned from it. And I should also mention that just tomorrow, what is today? Tomorrow is my last day of the, gosh darn it, I drew a blank. Leadership Butler. So that's another thing. If you get an opportunity to go, it is definitely worth the time. If nothing else, just to get to talk to other communities about what they're doing. So a lot of them are from El Dorado, so I'm sure we'll have a fine conversation tomorrow and see what goes on. But they're good people and it's good to know. And we got one more thing in July. We pick a help me out, Buck. I'm drawing.
It'll be where you go down into Wichita for 2 days for the leadership council training.
And we pick a project, a charity or something like that to take care of. So I've been up entirely too long today and way too many meetings, so I'm having trouble just grasping reality. And
so we get to celebrate you and I get to graduate
tomorrow.
Yep.
Got to wear hats. Got to wear the hats for the graduation. All right.
Be in Augusta tomorrow, their fine fire station, right? Thanks for being informed, Buck. Help me out. All right. Anyone else? Whoever come up with the idea for the farmer's market, man, that was whoever worked on that and put that together. That was genius, man. I went down there not last Saturday, but the Saturday before just to see if it just got a bump. And when I was walking around and I took a couple laps around the track and to see people sitting on the steps of the Heritage, that's what we envisioned when we did all this, and there's been a lot of people before us that worked on that project, man. And it's finally starting to be what Andover dreamed about when they started that project, and Mike Lease buying that project property for years and years at the advice of Marlon Penner. And man, it's finally starting to be what we intended it to be. So whoever, that brought a lot of eyes on it. Whoever it is, be sure to let them know that the
Miss-
mayor's tickled to death.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
if you get a chance next time you're down there, not that I have a good recommendation for food, but the Beer Rock lady has some great breakfast beer rocks. And the only reason we found out about the breakfast beer rocks was because she already sold out of the normal original beer rocks before we got there, and it wasn't even noon yet, when they closed. So it was like 11 and she was already out of coolers full of beer rocks.
Yep.
Her breakfast ones were on point and they were amazing.
The Mexican food too, I can't say it right probably, but they sold out of enchiladas really quick. So if you want good food, you got to get there early and spend money. Andover's what's up. All right, can I get a motion?
Sure. Mr. Mayor, I move to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, no. Motion carries 4-0.